and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Cyber Racing Association Turkey Shootout 250 here at Talladega Super Speedway. Tonight, joining me in the booth once again will be Alan Schoen and Mike Major. We've got a very interesting race tonight. It is a 94-lap race with 50% fuel, 2 quick repairs, and it is a fixed setup. There is a $250 purse on the line, and the payout goes to the top 15. First place, whoever the lucky winner is, will get $50. Second place will get $30. Third, $25. Fourth, $20. Fifth, $15. Sixth through 10th will each receive $10. 11th through 15th will get $5. Leader at lap 25 also gets a $10 bonus, and leader at lap 50 also gets a $10 bonus. And there's also a hard luck $10, which is leading the most laps but does not win. If 2 drivers tie for amount of laps, the tiebreaker is finishing position. And then any driver who completes all the laps without any incidences receives a $5. And as far as people who were invited, it was anybody who won any CRA race, a hosted race winner, any CRA driver that finished the league race with 0 incidences, and was also a top 10 drivers from Tuesday's last year's race. Now we do have the standard 5-minute qualifying with 2 laps or 5 minutes. Right now they still have 7 minutes and 48 seconds of practice left, and then we will go immediately to qualifying. Now, last night we covered the inaugural K&N race at Daytona, and we saw those cars get up to some amazingly, incredibly fast speeds. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how fast these guys can get going in a big pack together.
So far in practice, I've seen anywhere from 194, 195s.
I think, what was it, the fastest we saw in the K&N last night was about 208 on the backstretch going into turn 3, but Daytona and Talladega are 2 totally different animals. Daytona more so in favor of 2-wide racing, but here I wouldn't be surprised if we see 3, 4, even possibly 5 wide on the backstretch. And we hit the 5-minute mark here, so less than 5 minutes remaining in practice. We see right now the number 4 and the 07, I believe. It's kind of hard to tell. Yep, the 07, they're working together. 4's got a little bit of liquor damage, but it is practice, so it's not going to hurt anything. There's a sharp looking Pennzoil paint scheme right there. The #1 truck. I like that. It's like an old Steve Park paint job there. That's going to do it for practice. Now we are going to let the session state carry over into qualifying, and we'll get our fastest drivers to get their 2 laps out there, and we'll see who ends up on the pole and how the drivers stack out here now that they're not working the draft, unless I do believe they have open qualifying, which we'll find out here. Single truck qualifying, so this should be interesting. Mitchell Reeve. See the number 53 of Joe Morgani makes his way out on the truck. Followed by the 25 of Roger Stewart. on the 19 of Now we're on the 87 of Raymond Rittenauer, who we saw had an amazing run last night, but could not seal the deal. '77 of Travis Stewart.
I've been watching the one truck of Chris Bassini this entire qualifying. Never seen someone run so close to the wall in their entire first lap, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does on his second lap.
Well, we all know with super speedways, your out lap is critical. You stay up high up against that wall, carry that speed through for your first lap, and then arc it down to the bottom for your second one to try and bring a better time in. Looks like right now your pole sitter is Sean Bounty with a 53.635.
There's some amazingly close times tonight.
Matter of fact, second and third place are both tied at 5 thousandths of a second.
The top 21 are all within a tenth of each other.
That is truly going to make for some amazing side-by-side racing as we wind down here in qualifying. Hopefully we grid up soon and I can get you guys the grid in order, and we'll let these trucks roll out on the speedway and battle it out for 94 laps. All right, tonight's gridding order for the Turkey Shootout 250. Starting on the front row will be the 34 of Sean Bounty. Outside will be Raymond Rittenauer. Third, we will have Rodney Wofford. Starting fourth will be Derek Walker. Fifth is Dustin Dean. Sixth, Dana Osborne. Seventh, the one truck, which Mike talked about in practice, of Chris Bassini. Eighth will be Donald Sadusky. Ninth place, Everett Lane. 10th, Anthony Santoro. 11th place goes to the 98 of Jeff Figlin. 12th is Brandon Wilson 3. 13th, Travis Stewart. 14th, Rick Seabrands. 15th place is going to be our winner from last night's K&N race. The 23 of Bernard Person. Starting 16s will be Karsten Digiantomas. Hopefully I didn't mess that one up. 17th will be Mitchell Reeves. 18th, Gregory Thompson. 19th will be the 96 of Jason Rudbush. Starting 20th will be the 53 of Joe Morgani. 21st, the 09 of Michael Coe. 22nd, Justin Lisenby. 23rd will be Eric Knax. 24th, Michael Rauza. 25th will be the 76 machine of Gene Cullum. Outside of him in 26th will be Eric Wortley. 27th, Gary Champion. 28th, Roger Stewart. 29th, Jeff Carter. Rounding out your top 30 will be Kenny Holderman. 31st, Greg Carter. 32nd, Mark Vega. 33rd will be Richard Brose. 34th, Benny Holloway. 35th, Thomas Labar. 36th, Scotty Estep. 37th will be the 00 of Dwayne Cooper. Outside of him will be Justin Levine. 39th, Eddie Hawks. Jason Kinzer is going to roll off 40th. Frederick Hofstetter in the 41st position. Bobby Tinch, 42nd. That is your gridding order for tonight's race. As the pace car is on the backstretch, we are less than half a lap away from going green. Any final thoughts, guys, before the pace car takes off?
We got a lot more trucks this evening, a lot more space on the track. You can go 3, 4, sometimes 5 wide. It's going to be interesting to see pit strategy and who stays in the back and rides it out for a while.
Pit strategy is definitely going to be a key here, seeing how they are running 50% fuel, which I know that puts the window right at about 20 laps maximum. So there might be some issues with trucks being on the outside lane trying to get down. But the pace car is getting ready to roll off, and we are getting ready to kick this race over. Pace car is down. We are waiting for the green. Green flag is out. We are racing at Talladega, the Cyber Racing Association Turkey Shootout 250. See one stepping down on the apron to go to the back a little bit. Maybe he got pushed out of line. It looks like he's trying to bleed off some speed and get back in there.
And as we go down into turn 3, they are 3 wide in the backfield here.
I expect to see a lot more of that 3 wide as we progress later into the race. So far, they're staying pretty well balanced and straightforward up front. See the outside lane there doing its thing with the 24, the 501, the 4, the 38, and the 6.
As we come down the front stretch here with the back side of the field there, it looks like they're all starting to line up single file to try to get everything rolling.
Right now the lead is being handed off back and forth between Sean Boundy and Raymond Rittenhauer.
Seems like so far everyone's just settling in, get a nice rhythm, and maybe I guess trying to keep the car together.
It is indeed a very long race, especially with, like I had mentioned before, only half fuel in here. It's going to be interesting to see how pit strategies play out. Now, there are 2 faster pairs, but as we saw in last night's race, it's going to come down to deciding whether you want to go ahead and use that faster pair if you get involved in something early on, or ride it out and wait for the big one to happen if it does, and then use your faster pair. Seems though for right now everything is all nice and calm. There's 2 fairly decent packs. You have your huge lead pack and then your secondary pack back there. They're all pretty much minding their business. Even though I did see one truck there on the outside lane in the back of the backpack blinking.
Entering turn 1, they're rolling in all over the place. High, low. The backfield, they decided they didn't want to stay single file any longer.
With that many trucks back there, I think the sensible thing would probably just stay side by side, but going 3 wide like that, they're only going to let the lead pack get way out there. So they must be on the strategy of expecting something very, very big to happen in front of them, and that will give them plenty of time to check up so they don't become collateral in somebody else's screw up.
Yeah, with such a long race like this, I really hate to see somebody wreck out and take half the field with them. The only thing they really got there is they do have, what, 2 fast repairs?
Yes, they have 2 quick repairs for this race. So that is their saving grace that if they do accidentally get collected in one of the big ones, they do have 2 quick fixes. We see the 87 cross over in front of the 34. That's going to hand the lead off to Raymond Rittenhauer for right now, but the outside line is still there. But coming to the line, I think this one might be handed to Rittenhauer. It's going to be close.
I did hear over the team radio the 20 was getting hot and told the 87 to take it.
And that is another thing that we are going to see a big factor in, even though this is a fixed setup. With 45% tape on the truck, being that close, 2 wide, this many deep, there's going to be a lot of trucks that are going to start getting hot. So we're going to see a lot of shifting and dodging, and it's not necessarily because they can't hold a line. It's you've got to step out and breathe that truck or suffer the consequence of grenading the motor and potentially taking out multiple trucks.
And we are 3 wide, 2 deep in the back of the field going into turn 3. Looks like one row got it sorted out. The 88's going to try to tuck back in here and double file.
One through the grass.
And that outside lane is definitely working because we see the number 8 has now tucked down, is taking the lead. That is going to be Dana Osborne.
And that would have been the 98 of Jeff Figlin. Looks like he got a bump from behind, sent him down through the grass there, but looks like he kept it together and come back up on the track.
That's always the best thing to see, is for a driver to be able to recover and not lose too much time, and especially not damage his truck this early on in the race. As we work lap 9 here of 94, we're about halfway to the pit window now. So around lap anywhere, I'd say probably 17 to 23, depending on how much fuel is being saved. We will start seeing green flag pit stops as long as the caution flag does not come out. As you can see, I'm just blasting past the start-finish line too deep. These trucks are carrying some very good speed right now. 193, 192, 193, 194. Not quite as fast as we saw the K&Ns last night at Daytona, but that's to be expected. The trucks are a little bit more, as we can see, like with the Chevy, it's more of a boxy style. As the caution comes out, we will find out who that is, and we will bring you your instant replay to see what happened.
'13 of Eric Wartley. Sorry, wrong name. So, Jason, what happened there? Looks like you got a little bit of a run and got into the back of him a little bit, or?
I'd like to give a big shout out to Ray Rittenauer for representing on his truck, Die Hard Live TV. We appreciate the support, bud.
Yes, we do. It's awesome to see people rocking the logo. And the lights on the pace car are out, so we will be going green this time by. Now that we've had our first caution and our first cycle of pits, how many drivers do you think is going to start marching towards the front, or are they going to do what they did the first time out and separate into two packs and have the backpacks stay back there just in stalking distance?
You know, with only 14 laps in, I would say that if it were me, I'd be hanging around the back of the field a little bit longer if that's where I was going to ride the race out. I would still want to keep kind of in contact with that front pack, but I really don't think I want to get too far up into it yet.
I completely agree on that one. I'd like to stay, if I was driving, as close as I felt comfortable to the lead pack, but still giving myself enough buffer room in case something did happen that we all would have time to react to what was unfolding in front of us.
Yeah, and I definitely would want to have a partner that I could trust behind me as the green flag drops here.
We will start seeing exactly who has the dancing partner. We take the green flag here at lap 15.
It's going to be interesting to see which drivers can get with their teammates and get going here.
So far, so good. Nice, clean restart. Everybody's getting up to speed. We'll see how they do when they come across the stripe. Dana Osborne still holding on to that number 1 spot. But that outside line is there. Now we see drivers deciding which lane they want to pick. We see the few trucks going up and down. One started to commit to the upper lane, then decided best not and go back down to the bottom. It's all about picking the right time and hoping that the lane that you go to is the one that carries the momentum. Because it seems no matter what class of vehicle you're racing at a plate track, the inside lane, there's always a lot of checking up going through the corners because it's just you don't want to push up. As we see Dana going to the outside to block, and that's going to bring it 3 wide here, coming in the tri-oval to the line. 3 wide, 2 deep. But we didn't have to wait long for 3 wide racing because we've got it now.
Yeah, oh, got one down low, coming back up on the track.
The 38 got hung out.
Down.
That was a great save.
Very good save, but he's way off the pace now. He's going to have to find a dancing partner and get back into it.
Oh, 38's down low on the apron, too.
Tried to make it back in line, and the 9 just wasn't having it.
And that's how quick you can lose positions here at a plate track. He got stuffed on the outside, 3 wide. The middle lane bailed on him. Then, I guess merging down, he just ran out of real estate, had to take it down to the apron, and just that there alone, as we see some damage on the back of the 7 truck, you can lose a ton of spots in a very short amount of time here. And the 34 of Sean Bounty has gone around and taken the lead away from Dana Osborne.
And it does appear that front pack is starting to pick up a third outside line coming in fast.
Yes, the third line definitely is forming. I think right now they're just looking, but oh, there they go. They're going to go out. We've got 4 trucks. We're going to make it 3 wide going into 1. As they battle down the backstretch, they are still 3 wide. All seem to be averaging around 195 miles an hour here as they're coming out of 4.
This could get interesting. There's a lap car, and they're 3 wide.
And it does appear that front pack's gone back into 2 wide to get by the lap car.
Oh, they're still 3 wide on the backstretch. 20 is up high. He's got the 1 behind him. They're going to start ducking down as they approach the lap truck here. 3 wide behind, too. The 4 truck, he sees that lap car. He's going to tuck in. Main field is going to go by as the lap truck stays nice and high, gives them plenty of room through the tri-oval. And here we go, back with 3 wide again. The 20, the 7, and the 1.
3 wide racing.
I love 3 wide racing. As we see it going down the backstretch, it looks like the 1 might have backed off, and that's possibly leaving the 20 out. Nope. There he is. He's right on him. So we've got the 20, the 1, and the 9 on that third line. Our middle groove is working quite well, but the advantage is probably going to go to the inside line, as it usually does more trucks. But the side draft here, I wouldn't expect or wouldn't be surprised if I see that 20 make his way back to the front again, especially if he can get some more trucks, as we see they're starting to pull up there.
He's got 3 teammates behind him out of Dark Horse Racing.
You see that center line moving real quick. The outside's right there with him. See the 1 giving the 20 a nice little push into the corner. So they're dead even 3 wide coming through 3 and 4.
And it looks like we're about 13 or 14 laps into a green flag run here.
And once again, with 50% fuel, 14 laps into a run, we're going to be getting close to green flag stops again. So all these drivers out here that are 2 and 3 wide, as we see the number 53 tag the wall there coming out of 2. He manages to bring it down low, but he's got some pretty heavy right front damage on it. We see the 6 truck working heavy with the 87.
The outside line is not working well together here. They're dancing around a little too much to actually get it to start really pulling along. Hopefully they get it together there, because that outside line can really do some damage and move forward.
As we see, the outside line is starting to form up now. It's about equal as far as bottom, middle, and top. We'll see if all these trucks on the outside can, like you said, get tucked up and start pushing each other. But it's always fun to watch 3-wide racing. Doesn't matter what happens. As we see another one coming up. Oh, we were 4-wide there for a second.
That 8 and the 87 and the 6, they've been riding real hard in that center lane, just sticking it. I'm surprised they haven't slid further back.
Oh, you can hand that last lap to the 87. He did lead that one at the line. And see, it's pretty much one gigantic pack and then sporadic trucks behind that, but all the action seems to be up front. The old saying is you pay for the whole seat, but you only need the edge. That's definitely going to play through here as we're 4-wide. Hand the lead over now to the 24 truck. We've got last night's winner, the 23, behind him pushing.
And it looks like they've decided 3-wide's a little too risky this early on, and they're all back 2x2 in that front pack.
I think a lot of it's going to have to do with the fuel issues coming into play now, knowing that they only have 50% fuel, that it's time to start getting organized so that they can make their way down pit road without running out of fuel or getting stuck out where they don't want to be. See, the 23 had to lift a little bit there going into the corner. That's a common sign you see all the time when those tailpipes start popping. That's driver letting off just so he doesn't carry too much speed in the corner and give the truck in front of him and a bump in the wrong place and send him for a ride through the infield. We can see now, working lap 28, that the outside line is starting to shrink a little bit, more so in favor of the inside line. I think a lot of these guys are really starting to plan their pits here pretty soon, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it go down to single file. And we're back to 3-wide racing again. Three wide, 2 deep at the line, going into 1. The 20 truck drops down out of the upper line into the middle groove as they come out in the backstretch. Out front, it's still the number 8 of Dana Osborne leading the show with a 20 in second. They come through 3 and 4, 3 wide.
This 3-wide racing is going to make for some interesting pit stops coming up here shortly.
Definitely, as we're working lap 30 of 94 right now.
Oh, we got a wreck. Big wreck.
And the caution is out.
Looked like the 87 and the 7 got involved in that one.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's heavy damage. That's a lot of tore up trucks there. The 23 we see, your winner from last night, he sustained some heavy damage. So there's going to be some fast repairs going on here. As we see everybody come down pit road here. We'll watch some pit times here and see who gets the best stop. Looks like we might have seen a lot of just fuel only. The number 8 had an 8.5 second pit. A lot of them, 9, 8.1, 8.5. See a few back that took 4 tires with 11.6, 15.4, 12.3, a 14.9. So that's going to be interesting to see how old tires versus new tires work, because my personal experience with these trucks is it doesn't matter if you've only got about 20 laps on the tires. That is going to make the truck push up, especially once it's weighted down with fuel. So a lot of different strategies taking place here. See, the 23 has a new truck. I do believe we see some damage on the Ford truck. I wouldn't be surprised if some drivers come back down for a splash and go with 2 to green. See the 53 getting a wave by.
I'm not sure splash and go would really benefit you all that much, though. I mean, it may allow you to run another lap or 2 longer than the other guys and put you in the back of the field, but do you really want to be back there at this time in the race?
Well, if you're already back in the field right now and you're in the back and you're just riding around, it can't hurt to have that extra little bit of fuel.
I've done several of these truck races with CRA, and it's always been something that we've done. We've come down just to pack it full of fuel to make sure that we did have the extra couple laps, even though we would sacrifice the track position. a lot of times, like we saw here with a lot of fuel onlys or maybe just right sides and fuels, that having the fuel and fresh tires might be enough to give you the upper hand, especially if, like Mike said, if you're towards the back, you really don't have anything to lose to start with, so packing it with fuel isn't really that bad of an idea. And our top 10 has changed a little bit. Out front, it is still the Dana Osborne show. The number 6 of Donald Sadusky has moved up to second. Chris Passini's up to third. Derek Walker holds down in the fourth place. Gene Cullum is in fifth. Jason Rudbush is in sixth. Richard Brose moves up to seventh. We have Brandon Wilson in the 501 up to P8. The 18 of Gary Champion is in ninth place, and rounding out the top 10 is Mark Vega. As we see Chris Passini drop down pit road, he's going to go and splash that truck again with fuel. Also, another thing that I've noticed too, that if you've got a little bit of damage to your truck and you're still under pace laps, not only while you're getting fuel, you get a little bit of damage fixed. That way you don't have to use your one of your 2 quick repairs, or in some cases, like we see now, after that last wreck, some people have already used 1 and possibly 2 already. So it's definitely going to come down to who's going to play conservative and who's feeling frisky, because they still have either 1 or both of their fast repairs remaining. And with Chris Passini going down pit road, Bobby Tinch in the 66 is going to be your 10th place truck now. As we see more wave bys go by. Like we stated last night during the K&N race, as long as it's under caution and it's not 1 to go, they will give you a wave-by as long as you give them your number and you were not involved directly in the wreck. I know you've been paying close attention, Mike. Have you seen any EOLs tonight?
The only EOL I've seen so far was the first caution for the first wreck. Jason Kinzer got caught up in that, and he caused it, and Dwayne gave him the old EOL.
And that's the way this league works. If you are the cause of the caution, you do automatically get an end-of-line penalty.
What I'm seeing here is it looks like a lot of the Dark Horse boys are going to the back, packing up and getting ready to go.
As the lights on the pace car are out, we will be going green on lap 36. Right now I'm currently showing 34 trucks on the lead lap.
As it stands right now, the first place car, Dana Osborne, has led the most laps with 14 out of the 35 so far. The 34 truck of Sean Boundary has led 11, so they've pretty much split the field here, leading the most laps each other.
And as the pace car comes out of 4, we are going to ride on board with your leader for the first lap. We take a look behind, we see the 20 truck. And we are back racing. Green flag is out as you see a good push as we can see the engine of the 20 truck. That's how close these guys are on each other. As Dana leads them in through 1 and 2 here.
Oh, we got a wreck.
Big wreck.
Oh yes,
Wow,
multiple.
somebody's flying through the air.
Oh, that big wreck on the backstretch. Caution is back out. You see the 6 truck is tore up pretty good. His nose is beat in there. See a lot of tore up trucks. We're working on it right now to get the replay. As you can see,
It does appear that it was a 96 car drifted up in front of the 6, and that caused that very large melee. Hey, Jason, this is Alan up in the booth. How you doing tonight?
Not bad, buddy. How are you?
He's looked like you had a little bit of trouble there. Weren't quite clear. Sent you right up into the wall. What happened?
Actually, I wasn't even trying to get in front of him. I was just riding along, and I kind of got sucked up, and I had my wheel turned. I just couldn't get out of him. I wasn't trying to come up in front of him at all. As a matter of fact, I was hoping I wanted to stay down when I saw Derek go up. Just got away from me, apparently.
Yeah, it appears, I'm kind of looking at it right now. It appears, you guys were just really tight racing, and you hooked to him, and it turned you right up the hill, straight into the wall.
Yeah, that's how it felt. I definitely wasn't trying to get in front of him. I'm gonna let him know that once I wanted to verify that I didn't run up too hard there.
All right, well, hopefully you have a little better luck and get it back into it there.
Hey, thanks, guys. You guys do a great job, by the way, man. Listen to last night's awesome work, fellas.
Well, thank you.
Let's hope with that last caution we don't get another caution from this, because as we saw last night, cautions do breed cautions.
Especially with this group of guys, they race real tight together, and you know, all it takes is a little wiggle and you're in trouble.
Yeah, as always, you gotta kind of be on that little fine line of, you know, do you go, do you not go? 2 fast repairs are nice, but you could just be in the wrong place at the wrong time, like many of those cars were there, and had nowhere to go, and you just end up blowing a fast repair. And you know, with a lot of laps left, you never really know what's going to happen. Looked like a pretty good start there as we barreled down into turn 1 too wide. It didn't seem like there was too much checking in. Everybody pulled up together. That's the one Pennzoil truck and the 7 out there going 3 wide on the outside by themselves.
Yeah, the 7, the 19, the 87, 24, they're all running that outside line pretty hard. If they can tuck the trucks together a little better, they could probably walk the front field here and get outside. That left the 24 all by himself. He drops back all the way back into 13th position before he was able to get back in line.
We got a wreck. Looked like the 6 and the 93. I really put a lot of separation in the packs there. You can see there's a huge gap between the first pack and the second pack.
We definitely have two distinct packs racing here. The backpack is quite a ways off. They're running 3 wide back there as well.
We see him 3 wide coming out of 4. Doesn't seem that rear end damage is slowing the 63 down at all.
Well, as long as you can keep the truck in the draft and keep the air off the back end of it there, it shouldn't affect it all that much.
We see him still 3 wide as we go through 3 and 4. You can see the gap between the lead pack and the backpack. But with that many trucks in the rear, it's only a matter of time before they can make it back up to the front, as long as they stay organized enough. So you've got a truck low on the apron. You see the 15 go wide out of turn 2.
And the 87 got shuffled out of the lead. He's now being shown in 3rd.
Take a look at that lead pack.
Yeah, that 8 and that 20, they're pushing hard on the outside. They got 2 more trucks on there with them, the 56.
On the outside, we've seen our overall dominator, the 8 of Dana Osborne, being challenged by the 7 of Rodney Wofford right now on the inside. You see Dana doing a little bit of blocking as he goes down to the bottom line. He will maintain the lead for yet another lap.
As the laps start winding down, what are you thinking here, Art? I mean, is it time to go yet?
Well, I wouldn't rule out a late race caution, but at the same time, my mentality would be if I was in that backpack, which is rapidly closing on the leaders, I would be trying to be doing as much juking and jiving as I could to get up as close to being up to the front as I could, while at the same time keeping my eye out for anything that doesn't look right. You see the 7 has gotten around the 8, so that will put Rodney Wofford to the lead. He's going to lead this lap.
I mean, that second pack back, they are still ducking and riding for a position. Because it looks like the front pack is broke up a little bit here. We almost have 3 small packs in the front.
I think a lot of it is probably some of these trucks are getting a little bit hot, so people are backing off a little bit to let them cool down a little. But I am starting to see some of the trucks that were in the back of the field making their way back up towards the front. So that's a great job by them making the transition from the rear up to the front.
Yeah, on the race chatter here, we are hearing a lot of trucks calling out that they're getting warm and need to swap positions or back out of it.
You see the 20 truck trying to make the move on the outside. He's got the 19 behind him. Just can't quite do it. That 8 is glued to the back of the 7. You see the 87 kind of just sitting back there. He's oh, and then we got a wreck. 8 gets turned by the 20. Another big wreck. Caution is out.
Oh, there's another big one. That's just a huge wreck.
That's unfortunate to see. That involved your all-time lap leader as of this point. That's really going to shake up the field order now. As we go into the instant replay, we're going to see what happened.
Looked like the 8 tried to get up a little bit and hit into the 20.
As we see the 8 truck trying to make his way to pit road, obviously has some serious frame damage going on there as it's crab walking. I think that motor is dead. He is going to reset that truck to pit road, which is going to be a costly towing time, because I think the average towing time around this track is 2 minutes. As we see the field come down for their pit stops. See a lot of tore up trucks. See the 20 sitting there. See the 8. That's the 21. The 8 is in pit road. He is obviously sitting there taking the tow, which that really sucks to see because he was absolutely dominating the race as far as laps led and just overall consistency. The 87's down and away. As we watch the race off of pit road. see some trucks that are still damaged, so either they didn't opt to use their fast repair for track position or they are out of them. And as always, once the field is off of pit road, we will run through the top 10 again. All right. Field gathers up to catch the pace car. We can see a few trucks that are going to sit there and wait for wave-bys. We see one getting one right now. Heavy damage to the 2 trucks in front of the leader. Another wave-by has been given there.
Well, we're still having technical difficulties with the instant replay.
We've been working hard at it all day long, and it's just coming down to coding issues. We are trying our best to give you the best footage that we can. So as the wave-bys are done, your new leader is going to be the 87 of Raymond Rittenhauer. Second place is the 7 truck of Rodney Wofford. The number 1 of Chris Passini has made his way up to 3rd place. The 88 of Mark Vega occupies 4th spot. Dustin Dean in the 21 has 5th place locked down right now. And like I had stated before, some of the backpackers before, the number 53 of Joe Morgani is in 6th place. That's, I think, the highest we've seen him in the field yet this race. 7th place is the number 9 truck of Kenny Holderman. 8th place is the 19 truck of Justin Lisenby. 9th place is the 34 of Sean Boundy, and rounding out your top 10 is going to be the 02 of Mitchell Reeves. We see the 20 truck get a wave by. While we're still under caution, I would like to thank everybody watching right now. Despite us still having some minor bugs that we need to work out with the broadcasting, this is, I think, our 4th official broadcast, so some of the issues, we'll have them wrinkled out in the near future.
Hey, Raymond, this is Alan up in the booth. How you doing?
Oh, not bad. How are you?
Well, I'm doing good. How's the truck running for you tonight?
It's fast.
Yeah, I see you're up in the front there as much as possible. You had a little bit of hiccup in the first couple of laps there, but you got it straightened out. Looks like you're doing pretty good. What do you got for these guys towards the end of this?
Well, hopefully stay up front and bring her on home. It's awfully tough up here if you don't have any help.
We've seen that many times. Well, good luck, and I notice you're rocking the Die Hard Live on the tailgate. We appreciate that. Good luck to you, and I hope to see you in victory lane at the end of the race.
10-4. Thanks, guys.
All right, as we see one final wave by going by right before the drop of the green. Pace car is in between turn 3 and 4. We are less than a quarter of a lap away from refiring this race off. Let's see what the 87 can do. We heard in the interview that he's got a fast truck, but like I said, you've got to have a good dancing partner with you here in order to stay out front. But we'll see how this restart goes. Hopefully it's nice, smooth, and they can get separated out a little bit, so it's not going to be so much of a cluster going on. Pace car's off. Green flag is out, and we are back underway.
As they take off down into turn 1 here, it looks like everybody got a pretty decent start. You hear the engines winding up as they get the song just running as loud as it can go.
See a little bit of bumping going on in the backstretch. 38's going to stay out and breathe his truck a little bit as we've got the third line forming. As we go through 3, that's the lead truck on the outside is going to be the 53 of Joe Morgana. He's got the 19 behind him. We've got the number 1 in the center lane as we see a couple trucks bail out. This quite possibly could shake things up a little bit as we see the 88 of Mark Vega jump in front of the 53. Still have Rittenhauer on the bottom, but he's being challenged by Piscini in the 1 in the center lane as they come out of 2 onto the backstretch.
And they'll roll into turn 3, still 3 wide.
The 88 and the 53 trying to get that third groove working, but 19 decided he was going to bail on that as he's going to drop down to the bottom line. It's going to leave the 88 and the 53 hung out there. If they can slow down just enough, breathe the truck, drop in behind the 38, that would be the smart move to me, as they're going to do right there. We see the 7 right on the bumper of the 1 as they're coming through 2. Piscini's still putting a lot of pressure on the 87, but that inside line seems to be doing quite well right now as things have settled back down. No more 3-wide racing. I think we'll see as the laps get probably about 15 to go, we'll see a lot more 3-wide, possibly even 4-wide racing. I think it's still not yet really go time in a lot of these drivers' minds yet.
.34 to go with this big of a field. My opinion, I'd be starting to move my way back towards the front as quick as possible.
I completely agree with that. As we see, the 7 is still right there glued to the number 1 truck. 21 is doing a good job as the outside line is going to get the run. Can they clear the 87 before the corner? No. The 1 truck is going to drop down though. So that will hand your lead off to Chris Piscini. But don't count that outside line out yet because they are moving. You see the 7 truck getting pushed out in front of the 1. We had 1 go through the grass, but he saved it. Hand that lap over to the number 7 of Rodney Wofford. It's good to see some of the trucks that were involved in earlier instances, like the 38 back up at the front again. I know he was in the first big one that we had earlier. He's gotten his truck fixed since then, and he's marched from the back of the field back up to the front again.
As we come back to the start-finish line, the 7 and the 34 are pushing. The 7 looks like he will lead this lap.
Not the 7 gets it by about a fender. With these trucks being behind each other so much already, you wonder how long before everybody's starting to step out. Like we see two trucks, the 88 and the 53, again trying to make that third lane work. You see the 20 taking advantage of that. The 88 tried to come down, but the 20 filled that hole up. Now we have the 66 and the 19.
Just involved in that last wreck. He's doing a great job working his way back up.
And we're 3 wide at the front again. As we see the number 1 truck go up to the middle lane to try and stall them out and then back down to the bottom. We got the 34 and the 02 out there hanging it up against the wall. As they come up on a lap truck, 3 wide.
As the middle lane starts to move forward again.
This will be interesting to see. I think everybody's going to back it down to 2 wide as they go around this lap truck here. As you see the 34 and the 02 did drop back down, but now he's got the 19 behind, and my guess is that if we see trucks starting to go back out, that 19 might just follow the 34 and the 02 out there. And now he's going to go to the bottom, which is going to strand the 38 out there by himself. That's going to be a costly move right there. And here comes the 7 on the outside now. He wants that position back.
Hard break for the 38 as he finds his way back in line, back outside of the top 10.
I'm showing him scored right now in 11th place. At the line, it's going to be a drag race, and I think the 7 is going to get this lap. And he does. In a race that early on was dominated by the 8 truck of Dana Osborne, involved in an incident about mid-race. We have not seen him make his way back up yet, but now it's the Piscini and Wofford show as they continue to trade off back and forth.
Laps are winding down here pretty quick as we come to 27 to go this time by. Still 2 wide.
Oh, we're 3 wide now. Speaking of the 8 truck, there he is. He's made his way back up to the front. He's on the outside, being pushed by the 6. He's going to go up and challenge for the lead, and it looks like he's just going to blow by him.
Yeah, he had a hell of a run.
As we go down the backstretch, the 8 out of nowhere, just when we thought that we wouldn't see him, he is right back there challenging for that lead again as they are 3 wide going into 3.
Looks like we're going to have some green flag pits coming in.
As it is still 3 wide, at least 3 deep as we come to the line. Who is going to lead this lap? Looks like the 7 is still going to, oh no, the 6 is going to take that lap. As we see the 6 getting really close to 19, looks like he tagged the wall a bit. The 8 got turned again. We got a wreck on the backstretch. Big wreck, big wreck. Caution is out. That's twice now that we've seen the 8 involved in an accident, but it looks like he just got turned that time.
Looked like that wreck was because of the 4 wide they went there.
That's a shame to see Dana involved in another big one. Especially with only 25 to go now here at the stripe. We see the number 7 of Rodney Wofford.
Oh, the 19 goes high outside, makes it 4 wide.
And we will see the entire field come down here to pit. As the leaders come down pit road. See, the 34 is still being towed as well as the 8 again, unfortunately. And we see the 1 off and away. He's going to win the race off of pit road, followed by the 7 and the 20. See the 38 get a little tail happy there as he guns it out of his pit box. As he goes around the 8. Take a look at your leader there, the 1 truck of Chris Bassini. We are on board with your leader right now. You can hear him cycling the engine on and off, saving fuel. As we're right on the cusp of the green flag pit window here with 23 to go now. I think the mindset of most of these drivers, they're going to be shutting their machines down as much as possible to try and conserve as much fuel as they can. So after that cycle of pit stops, your new top 10 is going to be your leader, the 1 truck of Chris Bassini. Second place, the 7 truck of Rodney Wofford. Third place is the 20 of Derek Walker. Fourth place is the 21 truck of Dustin Dean. Fifth place, the 76 of Gene Cullum. Sixth place is the number 2 truck of Richard Brose. Seventh, the 19 of Justin Lisenby. Eighth will be the 02 of Mitchell Reeves. Ninth place is the 53 of Joe Morgani, and rounding out the top 10 is the 99 of Anthony Santoro.
Hey, Chris, this is Alan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
So, you come out of that running the lead here. You've been up front most of the night, battling back and forth pretty hard with Mr. Rittenhauer. What do you think you have for the end of the race?
Well, there's still about 20 something to go, so I'm not ready to push it yet. I don't mind riding in line. There's too much time to start anything early. Just gotta pay attention, take it one lap at a time.
Well, I understand that. Got enough fuel to make it through? Tires are holding up okay?
Oh yeah, tires are fine. Fuel right now at this point with the 9.4 gallons is a question for everybody, but pretty much the entire field. if we get one more yellow, everybody can pretty much make it.
You've definitely been a fast mover out there. We've seen you running the high line, the middle lane, the low lane. It seems no matter where you point that truck, it seems to be going in a forward direction. We look forward to seeing the end of this race, and hopefully we see you in victory lane at the end.
Yeah, me too, buddy. Thank you.
That was your leader, the one truck of Chris Piscini. As the lights on the pace car are out, headed into the backstretch one more time before we restart the race with 21 laps to go. As you heard from the one truck, he's not really looking to go yet because the 50% fuel definitely is going to be a big factor. But as he said, one more caution, everybody's going to be able to make it, which is also going to bring up the question is, if we do get one more yellow, are we going to see a ton of aggressive moves right off the start? Pace car dives down pit road. We get ready to take the green flag here with 21 to go at Talladega Superspeedway. Green flag is out and everybody is hammered down. See a lot of checking up going on there towards the front. At least about the first 3 rows, I saw some popping out of the tailpipes there. See the 38 there, he's got quite the wedgie going on, but I don't think that's really going to affect him much as long as he stays tucked up behind the truck in front of him. He should be good to go. We see several trucks shifting in and out, picking which lane they want to get into before they get into turn 3. As they barrel out of turn 4. See, they've kind of broken away a little bit. The front pack's there, and then there's a little bit of one, and then a giant pack in the back. As we see the 8 truck there, 3rd truck in, and the back pack look to him to be making his way back up again. See if he can try and get back up into that lead pack again. He absolutely dominated the first half of this race and was unfortunately collected in 2 of the accidents, so we know he's out of his fast repairs. Out front, it's still Chris Piscini being challenged by the 7 of Rodney Wofford, excuse me. Get the 21 and the 19 behind him. The 7 truck is going to lead this lap.
That outside line seems to be able to get that run down the front stretch through the tri-oval and get the that front truck just barely out past the bottom lane.
It seems to be a trend. It's the same trucks I see every time. So it must be a bunch of drivers that have run with each other a lot and they really trust each other. That lead truck on the outside lane is getting just a killer run coming off of turn 4. A truck we haven't talked much about at all tonight was 2 truck. We see him sitting up there in the top 5.
Well, the 7 and the 1 are teammates of Dark Horse Racing. That's why you see them working together so well, because I do believe they race very well together.
You've got 3 of them sitting in your top 3 right there. The 1, the 7, and the 20 are all 3 Dark Horse trucks. So we see them switching out now. As we have a 2-car third line trying to go on the backstretch here.
A truck has made its way back up to the front pack.
Yeah, the 8 truck has brought all the way back to the tail end of that lead pack and is going to make another run at it and try to get back up front one more time.
There's 17 laps to go now, so now is definitely a time where we're going to see a lot of drivers making a lot of bold moves. We see the 18 hung out there by himself. Luckily, he's only got about 1 truck before he can back in, but he seems to be trying to go for it.
Looks like the 21's getting hot, pushing that 7.
We see the 1 pick up there to try and stall the outside line out.
He does a really good job at playing both lines there. I've tried that myself a few times. I never find the right way to do it and always end up in an epic fail back in the fence.
I'm going to plead the 5th on that one because I've raced with you for a couple of years now and I've seen you do it multiple times. And the one thing I will say is you've pulled it off maybe a handful out of 100 tries.
It normally ends a disaster.
Not much has changed. We still see Dark Horse out front, occupying the first 3 spots.
It does appear we still have 2 drivers running for a clean driver bonus. That is Roger and Travis.
That is a $5 payout too. So you see the 21 give the 7 a nice shot going down the backstretch.
As we bring it down across the stripe one more time with 14 laps to go. The laps are winding down. It is time to push that go pedal down and get it out of here.
Right now it pretty much looks like Dark Horse is controlling the show.
As the 9 and the 8 entering the corner go high and make it 3 wide, trying to pull back up in to get around that front pack one more time.
This could make things interesting. We've seen how fast the 8 truck has been all night long, and he seems to be pushing the 9 up pretty quick, so.
As the 21 slides up out of the bottom, out of the behind from 7, and makes it 3 trucks on the outside line running.
You see the 1 come up to the middle lane to get the push from the 7. We might have a new leader at this go around as we see the outside line forming big time now.
Yeah, the outside line is joined by the 20. The 38 thought of it and said, no, I'm going to go back down.
And score the 21 as your leader that lap. They are 3 wide, 4 deep coming out of 2. As another truck jumps up to the outside line. Looks like he might have just got a little bit tight. He backs back down into the center line.
And we're still 3 wide as we roll into the corner here.
And that damage on that 38 is definitely not coming into play right now because he is staying glued to the truck in front of him.
As the 19 slides out of the middle groove up into the 3rd lane, he will try to get around.
But that's still going to keep your leader as Chris Piscini this time. So Dark Horse scores another lap here at Talladega as we have 12 to go now. And we are still 3 wide as the 19 is challenging for the lead, being pushed by the 21, the 9, and the 8. see the 7 all over the back bumper of that 1. Now we get the 2 pushing the 20 on the inside. That might toss the favor over to the 20 for this lap. But I think that middle groove's got just a little bit more speed. Chris manages to lead that lap too.
Racing me and scored 1, 2, 3 again that lap.
You see the outside line now has been bailed. The 19 is hung out there.
Oh, I apologize. That is 4 Dark Horse trucks right there in your top 4. The 7, the 9, the 1, and 20 are all from Dark Horse Racing, and they are doing a superb job.
They are definitely controlling the show right now. As we come to the line, we will score the 9 truck as your leader. Ten laps to go. Now is definitely time to make your move. Right now we've got Dark Horse occupying the top 4 slots, so what's it going to take to get around Team Dark Horse? See the 77 hung out on the 3rd line. He's going to try and stuff his way back down in there. See the number 8 of Dana Osborne has now made his way back to 5th place. An amazing recovery.
Yeah, that 8 truck, he's been from the back to the front of the pack at least 3 different times this evening.
Now, I hate to pull a cheesy line, but since he is rocking the AC/DC paint job, he is back in black yet again. See 2 trucks there on the outside. That's going to dissolve quickly. Now 19 steps out, so he will have some help on the 3rd line. I do believe another truck is stepping out there with him. We see the 53 low on the apron. He's going into pit road now.
Headed to pit road.
And Rodney Wofford is going to lead yet another lap here at Talladega as we have 8 to go. Fuel is definitely going to be the big thing now. It's going to determine who wins this race. Do these front 4 trucks have enough fuel to make it? As we see the 8 truck now has broken through part of Dark Horse, and he's pushing. He's trying to make his way on the outside line. He is absolutely wailing on that 9. He's trying to get up there. My guess is if he can push him out in front and clear the 7, he's going to drop low. If I was the 9, I would have dropped right then and there in front of the 7 when I had the chance, but it's plate track racing. You want to try and win, and we've got a handful of laps left. As they start catching lap traffic, this is definitely going to be an interesting finish here.
Yeah, we've got a lot of trucks calling out green flag stops here. They are running low on fuel. So they're going to be coming back up on the track here as the leaders are coming through.
As we see 3 trucks there as the lead pack is right there on them. They're going to dive down low. 1 dives low, the other 2 stay high. Right now it's the battle between the 7 of Randy Wofford and the 9 of Kenny Holderman.
This will bring us down for 6 laps to go.
As we see a truck in the wall, he's holding it up there. I still wouldn't count that 8 truck out. He's managed to breach the hole. All right, folks, that is going to really shake things up now. Right now, your leader is the 7 truck of Rodney Wofford. I need to keep getting these names right. How do you screw up such a simple name? This might possibly bring it to a 2-lap shootout to decide the winner here.
Hey, Rodney, this is Alan up in the booth. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm doing great. Watching some exciting racing up here in the booth. I'm telling you, Dark Horse Racing is dominating out front there. How are you guys doing it?
We're just trying to have fun, play pit strategies, and race, and keep it clean, not get caught up in wrecks. That's pretty much what we're doing. Keeping her clean. That's the goal.
You guys have
So it
done an
looks like
absolutely
you-
amazing job at that.
Thank you.
It looks like we're probably going to go back green here with maybe 1 or 2 laps to go. You going to be able to stick it there and keep these guys behind you?
Hopefully, that's always what you want when you're leading, right? Is to get the win. We'll see how it goes. Just hopefully no one makes a dumb mistake, causes junk. But I have faith in my teammates for sure.
Well, you've been definitely a dominant truck. You got a couple laps to do it. Hopefully we see you in victory lane.
All right, I appreciate it, guys.
As the field gathers here, coming off of turn 2 into the backstretch. Right now, it's anybody's game. We've got Dark Horse Racing occupying 4 of the top 5 spots. The only truck in the top 5 that is not Dark Horse is the 8 of Dana Osborne, who has made it up to the 4th position. I know if it were me and I was leading this race and I knew my teammates were behind me, I would have absolute confidence that if I stay out front, I've got probably a 99% chance of winning the race. And hopefully we get at least 2 laps, because I know I've seen it time and time again with a green-white checker. There's always a wreck.
But do you think since this is a money race that guys might be greedy, even though they're teammates, they might want that money?
You never know, and that's what I love about play track racing, and especially when it's a payout race like this one is. So only time will tell who is going to come home the $50 winner. They start stacking up double wide. The lights will be going out on the pace car. We will get, no, lights are still on. They're doubling up.
So we will go green with 2 to go.
Actually, this is going to end up in the worst case scenario. We're going to have a 1-lap shootout. It will be a green-white checker. I'm going to be watching the 8 truck because I know he's going to do everything in his power to try and break through that Dark Horse wall. He seems to be about the only truck really that's been able to do it pretty much on his own. As the lights go out on the pace car for the final time, we will restart as a green-white checker. So 1 lap to make your move. I know right now, as a driver myself, right now, being a 1-lap shootout and being in the lead, I'm trying to get to my focused, dedicated place and just concentrate on what's in front of my windshield and not look behind me as so much. Even though there are teammates there and it is a payout race, I'm still going to pay more attention to what's in front of me than what's behind me.
As the pace car lights are out, we will go green flag racing here as the pace car gets ready to duck off down pit road one last time.
Pace car dips off. We are just over 2.66 miles away from determining the winner of the Turkey Shootout 250. So we await the green flag. We have it. 1 lap to go. We see him fan out big time on the backstretch. It's going to be a battle between the 7 and the 9. Who's going to get it when they cross the line? Oh, that one was too close to call. Who is going to get the win? It looks like the 7 of Rodney Wofford is going to take this one home.
That's a dark horse, 1, 2, 3.
Very, very impressive showing from that team. And you got to give props too to the 8 truck of Dana Osborne for rallying back after being involved in 2 instances to come back and finish 4th out of that.
risking us fucking.
Hey, Rodney, this is Alan back in the booth one more time here again. That looks like a pretty good win there.
Yeah, it sure does. 1, 2, 3. It's a great job by the team there.
Well, you guys definitely showed dominance throughout the entire race. Teamwork was definitely in full effect. Congratulations on the win and the big payout, $50 right there.
Thank you. I think I actually got my buddy Kenny there the win, but I don't know if I got the win. That's cool, but we still got 1, 2, 3. That's what we wanted to do and get the dub. Actually, top 5 for 4 of us is awesome.
Absolutely phenomenal job, and it was too close to call out. It's going to be a photo finish because you guys were dead even at the line. According to what we're showing, it's scoring you as P1, but we'll wait for
it. It's actually scoring him as 2.
Is it? Okay. So
Yeah,
I was waiting for
P2.
confirmation.
Hey, we'll take a P2 all day long. 1, 2, 3 there. Buddy pinched me off 4 there. Kenny had to do a little maneuvering there so we wouldn't wreck, but all in all, we still 1, 2, 3. We achieved our goal. We won when we top 5'd. I feel like we could have even done top 4 if we green flag pit, but you can't ask for any more than that, getting a dub and staying in the top 5.
Now, congratulations on such a great finish. Is there anybody that you'd like to thank?
I got to say congrats to Kenny. Awesome job. He's been P2 too many times. I got to say a huge thanks to Chris, even though he made me mad and makes me mad. Same with Derek. Huge thanks to him. Huge shout out to Kenny. Shout out to any family members, my parents, if you're watching, if you guys finally got it. Shout out to everyone watching. Shout out to DHI. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Dwayne. Shout out to you guys, everyone.
Well, Rodney, if you hold on just a minute here, we'll bring the race winner up into the booth with you here, and you can congratulate him.
Thanks.
Well, hey, how you doing there, Kenny? I want to say congratulations on the W, sir.
Hey, thank you, man. It was a solid race there at the end. Man, that was crazy.
You guys showed absolute dominance throughout the entire race. You were controlling both the inside and the outside line, and hell, sometimes all 3 lanes at the same time. Absolutely superb teamwork between you guys.
Yeah, we try to keep it that way. It worked out pretty well tonight for sure.
That was hands down some of the best racing I had seen. It seems like the only driver that could even penetrate Team Dark Horse was the 8 of Dana Osborne, but he could not get the job done. You guys absolutely locked it down and brought it home.
Yeah, and I want to give a big shout out to Ada Dana there. That was a tremendous help. Otherwise, the teammates below me definitely would have went around me there. So definitely thanks to Dana.
With that being said, and you being the winner, congratulations on the $50. Is there anybody that you would like to thank?
Hey, well, first off, thank you for putting this broadcast together. Can't wait to go back and watch it. I don't have it up personally yet. I want to thank everybody at DHI, Racing, Rodney, Wofford, Chris Vicini, and Derek Walker. We put our heads together and try to get things done, and it's worked out pretty well tonight. So thanks, big shout out to those guys.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring our 3rd place car up in here, and we'll speak with him, and you guys have yourself a good evening. Hey, Chris, this is Alan up in the booth. How you doing tonight?
Hey, good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right. You guys, Dark Horse Racing, man, you guys dominated the front part of that field there. At one point, all 4 of you guys were up in the front of that pack. You brought it home 3rd.
Yeah, right at the end there, I got in the mindset of I'm not leaving Rodney. I'm gonna try to push him as hard as I can, and we got a little bit disconnected coming through the tri-oval. He went a little higher than I thought to side draft Kenny, but that was an awesome finish.
Well, it was definitely a fun race to watch. You guys put on a phenomenal show out front there. There's a lot of 3 wide racing, a lot of side by side throughout the whole pack. Look forward to continuing to broadcast you guys the rest of the season.
Yeah, hopefully if guys remember that some of these races are endurance and they take it a little easy, you get some green flag pit stops in, you'll see the cream really rise to the top of who can actually handle all aspects of the plate racing. So maybe at some point we'll get there, but I'll take this right now. That was a good race.
I got a question for the Dark Horse guys. Where's the party, and am I invited?
Exactly.
We're out here.
Hey, I work for a brewery, so I got the beers.
There you have it. Team Dark Horse coming in 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, thank you guys. I want to give one more shout out to my buddy Eli out there watching me week in and week out. What's up? What's up, man?
All right, guys. Well, congratulations on the 1, 2, 3 finish. We are going to bring the big mover in here, the only guy who could actually break through your perimeter defenses, and see what he has to say. All right, Dana, you did an amazing job tonight. You seem to be one of only a couple drivers that could actually breach through Dark Horse's wall, and you managed to pull off a P4 finish despite being in 2 instances. How does that feel?
That feels wonderful, man. I know how them guys race. I race with them on Friday nights, in another league, and I know how they operate,
It was just amazing to see you rally back after getting taken out twice, it looked like, and I mean, it's just hands down, hats off to you for pulling out such an amazing finish despite what you were handed tonight.
I was after that win. I mean, I think I could have if Kenny would have dropped down and let me get some air on my nose, but, I know that he wasn't going to drop down there because Rodney was down there and they was just working that front line.
Oh, you did a hell of a job tonight. Is there anybody that you'd like to thank?
I want to thank Rodney and Chris and Kenny there, man. And I want to thank Kenny, congratulate Kenny there on that win. I believe Kenny got that win.
He did.
So I want to congratulate all of them. I want to thank Dwayne for putting on his show that he does, and it was an awesome race.
And it was amazing to watch. Thank you for putting on such a great performance yourself.
Appreciate you guys.
And we'll catch some last words from our host here, Dwayne Cooper.
Well, Dwayne, I'm anxious to hear what your take on the races. I know you sent me the picture of the photo finish, and that one was about as close as it gets.
Oh my God, dude. When I went out and we decided to only let drivers that won a league race or won a hosted session and put them all together on the same track, I did not expect this, dude. That was just awesome. These drivers went out there and put on a show.
Oh, I've literally got Mike running down there, and I've got the 2 top finishers freeze framed. He's got to get a tape measure out there to see how many inches that was, because it literally came down 2 inches.
Yeah, it did, and I was not really surprised, but I knew Dark Horse was going to be tough, and Ray in the 87, and Dana tried to keep them separated as much as they could, but man, when they linked up, they linked up.
And that's the one thing that I kept bringing up, even despite being taken out in 2 accidents, is the only truck really that was able to penetrate Dark Horse was the 8 of Dana Osborne, and he managed to finish 4th, which is a very impressive feat.
Yeah, it was, because Dana was actually up there leading at one point, being a lap down, and then got in that wreck and still was able to come back and finish up there.
I'm not sure on it, but I do believe Dana is going to hold down the most laps led. He was the dominant truck the first half of the race, but as we saw, he was caught in those 2 instances. But in the end, he did rally back for a top 5 finish, which is spectacular.
Yeah, he did really good. I knew it was between him and Ray because they ran up front the whole time. Ray, I guess his pit strategy didn't work out for him.
Mike, Allen, you guys got anything you want to say?
One heck of a race. Dark Horse Racing, they put on a really, really good show this evening.
Well, y'all did an awesome job in the booth. I had it on the side. I was listening to it and watching the race, and you guys did an awesome job up there. You know,
Yeah.
I don't understand why this guy in the chat doesn't understand it. We built the racetrack and then started racing on it. What? That's why it's called Farming Simulator.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, we still have a few bugs to work out. You know, this is only our third or fourth actual broadcast. I think we're doing okay. You know, we got to get a few of the small bugs worked out. The instant replay still isn't working as well as we'd like it to. And the title, for some reason, keeps switching on us. So we'll get those sorted out for next Friday night's K&N series and have a good race there.
Yeah, we got to give a shout out to Travis and Roger Stewart and Anthony. I can't say his last name for the life of me. They finished the race with 0 incidents, 94 laps, missed everything they could, and they also get paid out a clean driver bonus. So
That'd be Anthony
Awesome
Santoro.
Awesome job by those guys.
well, I appreciate it, guys. I'm going to go back up and talk to these guys up here. Thanks for putting on the show, and I'm glad the drivers put on a good one for all the fans. Shout out to Katie Stewart and Derek Walker's sister. They're always on here watching.
And there you have it, words from the man himself as we wind things down here at Talladega. We saw impressive racing the entire time. We had our few hiccups and big incidences there, but in the end, Dark Horse was able to reel in a 1-2-3 finish. Any final words?
Yeah, we'll see you guys all next Friday night. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel here so you don't miss a race. And we'll see you all next Friday evening. We need to figure out. I'm moderator in here, but it's not allowing me timeout or ban block user. And we had a guy in there spamming us pretty bad, and I could not remove him. So we need to kind of see if we can figure that out because if I could have, yeah. I was
What's his name?
Blake Robertson.
I'm looking to see if he's on iRacing.
But I was
Nope.
trying to figure out how to, because I could bring up the flag next to his name, and I hit put timeout, and I hit block user, and it come up and it tells me invalid request.
All about that sack army.
So, yeah, we got to work on that and figure out why in the hell it keeps coming up. Okay, you don't have anything that's going to screw up if I jump in, do you? I'm wondering if it's OBS.
Very well could.
You know what we need to figure out, and I don't know what we could use. If there's a way I can, like, I need to find a way to talk to you, Art. Like, that's because there was a couple times where I wanted to tell you, like, hey, let's talk about this guy or something, or let me bring this guy down. And I can only talk to Alan, obviously, because me and Alan are on Whisper.
Right, but the thing is anything you say to Art verbally is coming through the stream.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. We need to figure out a way where I could, like, I mean, it would be stupid for me to have a phone down here texting him.
Well, what I do, I'll fire him off a text message or a poke through TeamSpeak, and he normally gets that pretty easily.
Okay.